Hey guys, Aaron here. Just wanted to do another landscaping video. Ways you can make easy money doing landscaping with little skill. You don't have to be very good at it. My other videos explain other things you can do, but this one today is going to be about soil and mulch top up in garden beds. Very easy to do. You can do it with or without a truck. If you have a truck or a trailer, it's probably better because you can buy the mulch in bulk or the soil in bulk from a landscape supply store or a garden center or wherever you have it. Um, but you don't necessarily need a truck or trailer because you can have this stuff also delivered to your customer's house. Um, and they can dump it in the driveway, whether it's on a tarp or if it's an older driveway and it doesn't really matter, then you just dump it on the driveway, and they'll deliver it for a fee, and you just add that fee onto your customer. So, anyway, around here, topping up your soil is something that you should do periodically to your garden beds, whether they're vegetable gardens or flower planting gardens, excuse me, or whatever gardens people have at their homes. They always want fresh soil in there because the nutrients for the plants and everything else, it's great for the earth, it's great for their gardens, it's great for their plants. Well, once you do that, you can upsell them on mulch because mulch is going to keep moisture in the ground. And when they plant in this soil, it's going to keep the moisture in there. It's going to protect the soil. Your soil is the most important thing for plants and growing and everything because it's giving the nutrients to the plants you're planting. So you always want to top it up, and people know that. So instead of them going to the garden center and buying, you know, 30 bags of garden soil, and trying to get it in their car and get back to their house and put it in all their garden beds and get rid of all the bags, etc. The work involved, you can do it relatively easily. Like I said, you if you can go around the night before or the day before in the spring. People always want to do this in the spring because then you can get all this stuff into the gardens before all the plants start growing. Because once for hostas for or lilies, for instance, once they're grown, you have to pull back the leaves and put it all around them, and it's just a nightmare. It takes so long to do. If you want to make money, you have to do it quick. So you get it delivered and you put it in all the gardens, and then once you have your soil and your mulch in, you spread it out. The plants will grow up through it in the spring. So anyway, lots of homeowners want this done. You can make pretty good money at it. You just go to your garden center or wherever you're getting your supplies from, your mulch or your soil. You get a bulk price. Say it's, I don't know, $60 to buy a yard of mulch, and it's, I don't know, $40 for a yard of topsoil, and then delivery. So you look at a house, a standard house, say think it needs 2 or 3 yards of mulch, you get a per yard price to the customer. So you knock on their door and you say, "Hi, I'm going to be in the neighborhood installing soil and mulches over the weekend. Would you guys be interested in having your gardens topped up? I can give you a quick price while I'm here, add you to my list, and come and have it done for you on Saturday morning or Monday morning or whenever you have the time to do this work." So they say, "Sure, give me a quote." You walk around the house and you see how many gardens there are, and you sort of guesstimate how many cubic yards you're going to need. It's not that hard. I've done it a lot, so I know I don't need to use a calculator to figure it out. I can say, okay, that's going to take half a yard, that's going to take half a yard, that's going to take a yard, and I do it like that. But if you want to measure all the garden beds, you can go online and there's free soil calculators and mulch calculators online that you can use to get a rough idea. But word of caution, I would get a little less than what it's actually saying to get and make it work, because you don't want to be stuck with mulch at the end of the day or soil. You've already done everything and you've put it on, 2 or 3 inches thick, whatever you're putting on. I usually do 3 inches of mulch and a few inches of triple mix soil. That's what we use around here, or loam. You don't want it all pouring out of the beds. If you're going to have extra, then you better get that extra out of there because they don't want it left there. And if you don't have a truck and trailer to get it out of there, you're going to have a problem. So get less than more and make it work. Then you need to determine how much you want per yard to put it in. Um, we can bang off. I try and bring two guys with me. One guy on a big shovel. He's got a big scoop shovel like this, a plastic one. You can get them at the big box stores. It's about like that. And he's just shoveling from the pile, filling wheelbarrows, while the other two guys are running into the backyard. Not running, but, moving. You're getting into the backyard, and you just dump piles everywhere in the garden beds. And you just keep doing that. Backyard, side yard, out to the front yard. Once you got all your soil there, you go out, three of you just start spreading it everywhere. You spread your soil out, make sure it's all nice and even everywhere, not covering up any plants or any branches, cleaned up, boom. Then you get into your mulch pile, same thing. The guy's using the scoop shovel, filling up 2 wheelbarrows. You're running it in, dumping it everywhere. Once it's all, you have piles everywhere. You go out and you spread your piles around everywhere, and you're done. You clean up. You go around with your blower or your broom, and you sweep up, and you collect your money. You do a couple houses, you're going to determine how quickly things are going in, and then you'll be able to say, okay, I can do 4 yards an hour with me and my 3 guys. So you need to come up with your price that you want for that hour. So you're going to charge them $60, let's say, for the yard, plus another 100, let's say, for that hour, for you guys to do it. Whatever you decide, and then either way, as you do it, you're going to learn, one, how to price it, because you're going to know, okay, yeah, I remember from last time, it's going to be this many yards. So then and two, how fast you can do that stuff. Like, it goes pretty quick. I can install a lot of mulch. At this point in the game, we don't really shovel it anymore. We bring a machine. We have a small bobcat, a stand-on bobcat that we use to fill the bucket. So one guy's on that at the pile, just filling buckets with that, because it's very quick. And then we just run them into the backyard, front yard, and top of the beds. But for someone just starting out with no experience, you can do this still. Like I said, shovel into the wheelbarrow, dump it everywhere, spread it out, clean up, you're done, move on. And a lot of people want this done. It's not just this person, it's going to be their neighbors. And because it's a bit of work, you're going to sweat, but you're going to earn your money, and it'll be good money. It's just another thing that you can do to make money learning as you go. You don't have to be good at it. It's just more physical labor. If you work hard, you're going to make money. The faster you bang off these soil and mulches into the gardens, the faster you get to the next house. So you're going to make money quicker. Your employees, just pay them an hourly rate to work with you. You're making the money. You're charging per yard. So get them putting it in faster, show them what you want done, and work with them. And everybody will work fast. And the faster you go, the more money you're going to make, because it was your job. So soil and mulch, we use triple mix around here in loam. I don't know what you use in your area, but it's just a matter of calling the nursery, garden center, big box store, wherever you're going to get your orders from, your supplies from, and they'll let you know what people want in their gardens and what you use in your area. You can also try and get contractors price. Usually all you need is some sort of business card, and it doesn't have to be special. Something that says you're a business, and you give them that. That way you're getting contractor prices. So if the general public pays $60, then maybe you'll pay $50 or $45 a yard, a cubic yard for this stuff. And it's a good way to make money in the spring. You can do it in the summer months, but it's just everything's grown and in the way, and getting a wheelbarrow in there and your rake and your hands, everything. It's not as easy to do in the summer than it is in the spring. So that's when you make most of your money doing it. Having said that, some people want it done in the fall. It's easier because you're cutting back your perennials and dumping it everywhere and spreading it out. But then the snow, we get snow here in Canada. The snow sits on it all winter long and it feeds it. So by the time spring rolls around, it's not nice and dark anymore. Your mulch, it's washed out a bit. So that's that. Unless you're using cedar mulch. Some people like cedar mulch and it's more natural. The other dyed mulch is red and black and sometimes brown. It's got a dye in there. So yeah, that gives it its color. What else? I think that's about it. Yeah, it's relatively easy to do. The soil's a bit heavier, so you might want to charge a bit more for the soil, getting it into the backyards. If there's steps, then sometimes you got to take your wheelbarrow down steps. Then you're going to charge a little bit more per yard for installation. If sometimes you can get ramps too, bring wood with you if you have a truck. If not, then whatever, you just bounce down the steps carefully. Don't make a mess, because the more mess you make, the more you have to clean up, the more time it takes, and you don't want that. You want to be in and out of these people's houses, make your money, make them happy, and move on to the next neighbor. And then again, this is something where they're going to call you back yearly to do. You might not be able to do both the soil and the mulch every year, but people will definitely top up their mulch every spring to keep it nice, keep it fresh looking. And it's just keep track of the addresses and the phone numbers of these people who paid you this year, because they're going to pay you again next year to do the same thing. Plus, you'll get other work out of it. Some people are going to be like, oh, well, we just moved in. These people never maintained their gardens. There's weeds everywhere. Can you hack out all these weeds and pick all these weeds for me before you mulch it? Sure, that's going to cost you this much extra. We can do that, and then we'll mulch it over top in soil, no problem. And then they're going to have other work. If you do a good job, it's just going to lead to more work, and they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell their neighbors. And it's a snowball effect. If you're doing good work and charging a decent price where you're going to make money and they're still happy, everybody's happy, you're going to get lots of work. As for pricing, again, it's something you need to figure out yourself, because I can't tell you what to charge. You need to ideally, you can call around other companies, you can try and get quotes from other companies for the same sort of work and get an idea like that. Or you just fix your prices. You know it's going to cost you this much for a yard, and you know it's going to take you this long. So you charge this much. I like to charge it per yard, not per hour, because I want to do it as fast as possible, get in and out and get paid a decent amount of money. So that's my video today on the landscaping, easy things you can do in the landscaping. I have other videos on my channel if you want to look at them, for other jobs that are easy to do. And they're like entry level position jobs for landscaping that you don't need to be experienced so much at, but you will gain experience doing them. And it'll make you good money. I mean, we're in the spring, we're getting to be spring here, and there's money to be made, and there's never a shortage of this kind of stuff, because a lot of people have better things to do than put mulch and soil in their garden beds and do the yard work that they don't want to do. That's where you come in. You can make money if you want to work hard. I've made a decent living at it. I've had a business for 16 years. I've been doing this for 27 years, so I like to think I know what I'm doing. And most of my business is just referrals, people coming back to do the same thing, or they recommend me. So that's what I've done. That's what I recommend you do if this interests you. You don't have to be super smart. You just have to be a hard worker, clean up after yourself, and do a good job, and be polite. Guys, thank you. Go watch my other videos. Like this one, because obviously it helps. I hate saying that, but it does help. So if you want to hit the like button, thank you. See you next time.